Hello and welcome to Freya's Tropical Garden. I'm here in Bewley today for the Gardeners' World Spring Fair. Bewley is the home of the National Motor Museum and a beautiful setting for this event.
Oh, hello there and welcome to, this is our garden, this is our Victorian garden here at Gardeners' World Live Spring Fair. Now this is a secluded garden, it's a secret little garden within a bigger Victorian garden, and it's designed to provide a sort of quiet, special place for adults to go. And it has various themes in it, one of which is these boards here represent an old Victorian railway line, and that railway line leads off into the distance, but as you turn to the right here, this is you pulling into the station, and in the station they'd have a cup of tea, and so that's what we're having here, what we're seeing here. But the interesting thing about this garden is it combines two things. It combines planted living plants, so you see here a lot of particularly green plants, because this is a northwesterly facing garden. But the Victorians also loved their cut flowers. Now personally, cut flowers, once you cut a flower off a plant, to me then it's not living anymore. But for the Victorians, they would then combine the two, and it's called pot et fleur. And you see on the top of the table there, these floral decorations which add to the beauty of the garden. It's intimate, it's full of plants. Of course, the other thing the Victorians loved, they loved their plants. They were plant hunters and plant collectors, and they could show it off to all their friends. So here we are, this is our Victorian garden.
So this is Maggie's Way. So it's inspired by Maggie's, the cancer care charity. So Maggie's brief for the gardens at every centre was to be a sort of a garden escape. So Claire's interpretation of her garden escape was to create a wave so people's cancer journey, so they enter through here, sort of the darker colour palette here, and through the middle we have sort of white oasis with a pool of reflection. So there's a lovely water feature there, and the stepping stones are a way of letting wildlife in as well. And then towards the end we have the rota colours, and it opens up to hopefully a brighter future for people going through their cancer journey. So it's more of a wave, so very up and down rather than a very linear journey, which a lot of people anticipate when they start their cancer journey, but actually it comes with a lot of up and downs. And then we have the sanctuary over here. So Maggie's Sanctuary is based on our very own garden at Southampton General. So we have the Maggie's logo just on the far side over there, and a lot of the plants are similar, if not the same, as what we have inside of our garden, and they are also I think all of them are native to the New Forest, which is what the Maggie's garden at Southampton is. So every centre, their plants are native to the area and represent the area that they are based in. And we've got the birch trees in here as well, which are also native to the New Forest.
So this is our BBC Gardeners' World Live garden called Nordic Retreat. It's all based around that bit of your last day at work before you go on holiday to try and relax in that urban environment. We try to get all the plants to be that emerging spring garden effect due to the time of year we're currently in, and the idea is that every zone in the garden you're able to either contemplate, relax, or even do some yoga if you fancy it.
Well, hi, so we're Kingston Moorwood College, and we're absolutely thrilled because we've just won platinum, and we're absolutely elated. And this is our garden, and it's like a little dell in a Victorian plant hunter's larger garden. And this is just where we'll come and sit and rest a while. And if you walk around the garden, you'll see all the different species that he's collected. And we've tried to show that in the different areas as well, that he would be like shaded or something. Or the hugel as well, it's a great place where we compost like logs and or everything else in the garden, and then you just cover it over and turn it into like a wild meadow or grow vegetables on, and everything that's rotting underneath sustains the fruit. So the beautiful rockery we've got here. And if you go around the back, you'll see some more specimens. Enjoy!
Hi, I'm Bridget from Go Botanical. Welcome to a Sensory Soak, our beautiful garden designed for Solent Mind mental health charity. The garden is in fact mainly shade-loving planting, as you can see, and the colours are inspired by Solent Mind's logo branding colours, which is the hot pinks and blues. We hope you love it.
So this garden is by Fern Gardens. It's called Not All Those Who Wander Are Lost, and it's based on a poem about Strider from J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. And Fern Gardens is a charity based in the New Forest, and we support people with learning disabilities to learn skills in horticulture and independent living skills to get them into work and to help them to live independently as well. So this, what you see here, is very representative of Fern Gardens, and it's very sort of moist woodland soil and stream side planting as well. So all the planting that you see here in the gardens has come from Fern Gardens itself. The people that we support with learning disabilities have been a part of the design and build all the way through. So they've helped to grow plants in the nursery, they've helped to lift them from the soil at Fern Gardens, and then they've been here this week helping with the creation of the garden as well. And we're very excited because we won Platinum and Best Order as well. So we're very pleased with that, and everybody at the Trust is going to be so proud of their working, their collaborative working.
Hi, so this is my garden at the bottom of the garden, and it's all about getting people to venture out and go to the end of the garden and use the space that they've got, even if it's very tiny. So I designed it to have a zigzag path that slows the journey down from the beginning to the end, and take the time to look at the plants. And it gives you big, deep planting pockets so you can get a lot in. And then at the end you can sit and enjoy your comfortable seat and just look at the beautiful plants and observe the butterflies and the bees. And yeah, it's a peaceful space.
Hello, this is my garden planted paths. The idea is that we've used hard landscape materials with planting to bring a bit of softness to an area that might need a path running through it, but also to look attractive at the same time. We've used rocks, gravel, limestone, slabs and granite sets on the angle, just to emphasise the movement and increase the size of the space, or the appearance of the size of the space. You arrive at a seating area at the end with a water feature there that we've described as a bird bath as well. So yeah, hopefully a nice place to escape to. And we're using drought-tolerant planting that sits within the gravel, so it's a gravel garden, and the idea would be that your gravel gardens mimic dry riverbeds. We've got reclaimed rockery stones here as well, and the plants, yes, will stand up to the heat of the sun and drought conditions.
Splenums have the sporangia arranged in straight lines, depends on the fern. The spores are incredibly fine, so what you do is you get a tub with some compost in, you microwave it for a few minutes, you sow your spores. If you can see the spores you've sown too many, and that's about right. They germinate and you get a prothallai, and if you've sown too many, you end up with that, and they will probably never mature because they're too dense, and the male part of the prothallai is suppressed by the female when they're that dense. So with that, I will have to patch it off into another tub. Yeah, probably get infected with a bacteria or something nasty, and that would be tears. But if you do get it right, you get that. And From that, you have to wean them out of the tubs and get them into pots. That's tricky. So you need a very cool, very shady place, and then you can prick those out into these, and so that will be 18 months to 2 years if you're lucky. Yeah, best of luck.
Bit of a dance floor here, feel free to join us. When the rhythm starts to play, dance with me, make me sway, like a lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more, like a flower bending in the breeze. Bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violin long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violin long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. You know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now.
It's been a fantastic day here in Bewley. The sun's been out, it's been lovely weather, and I've had self-control to only buy 3 plants, which is fantastic given how many wonderful plants there were there today. So if you haven't been before, I would really recommend it. It's been a fantastic day out. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or on my website, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.